long time no see. If you're new here, my name's Lee. My channel's Dark Roots Creations. I've been on a bit of a hiatus for a while. If you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I wouldn't say that this is an I'm coming back video. Right now, I was just wrapping up. It is June 29th. Wrapping up my summer. I thought I had one more book that I was going to finish, but I just DNF'd it. I'll get into that in a minute. But I figured since I did put out this is my summer reading plans video a while back, May or June, probably May, I figured I would come back now and say what I read. So I considered summer Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend. Again, was planning to finish up my summer reading for this weekend. Got about 2 chapters into this last book and was like, nope, I'm done. So figured this would be a good time to maybe come back and let everybody know, as well as just have a record for myself of what I did get done for my list for the summer. So right here, I will put the list, and there's either a check mark, an X, or it's blank. So a check mark means I read it, an X means I started it and DNF'd it, and a blank means that I did not get to it. I'll talk about the blanks first. So there's, what is it? Family Reunion and Island Girls by Nancy Thayer. Those were 2 I picked up at like a used bookshop, threw them on at the end of the list and just never really got to them. It's fine. I still consider them newer books on my shelf. I'll leave them there. I'll get to them next summer or whenever I feel like picking up like a Beachy read. I don't know if I should do the X books next. Why not? Okay, so the first X I have is Saving Sandcastles. I forget who this is by. This is I forget who it's by. This is Lobster Bay #1. I got into it just a little bit, like maybe 3 chapters, and I was like, I don't like the writing. I'm already not caring about these characters. Nothing was grabbing me. It's the first in a series. I was like, am I really going to go down this rabbit hole? I didn't feel like it, so I DNF'd for now. That was still pretty early on in the summer, and I've since just taken it off. I don't want to waste my time, so we're moving on. And the second DNF was the one that I just finished right now, or DNF'd right now, and this is The Breakup Vacation by Anna Garcia. I knew this was a YA. I should have been tipped off by the MTV Entertainment books at the bottom. Very, very YA for me. I already didn't like some of the concepts, language, whatever that they were using. And then when I looked up Anna Garcia, because I assumed she was very young, I looked and I'm just like, no, nothing about you. When her thing was like, messy girls, she wrote something on her thing about messy girls and feminism. I'm like, this isn't for me. So if you enjoy her, if other people do, great. It's just I'm not into the young YA thing. I didn't like some of the language, concepts, whatever. So just moving on from it. Not for me. I will throw it in a free little library and someone else can enjoy it. Okay, but now for the books I did get into. For this part, I'm going to just go June, July, August, so they'll probably be out of order from the list that I had put up, but it's fine. We'll make it work. So the first one I have is Nantucket Homes. This is by Pamela Kelly. This was number 8 in the Nantucket Beach Plum Cove series. This is a women's fiction book, and I gave this one 5 stars. I've absolutely loved this series. Reminiscent of, not going to remember, the Debbie Macomber Cedar Cove series, yes. Gave me that type of vibe. Families, you go back to, each book is like a different person in town story, but you still get crossover of meeting people along the way. Next up was Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan. This is a romance. It's about a woman who goes back to her hometown, Long Island Beach House. She sees her ex-boyfriend, like from childhood, that they'd been together for a while, and it's that first love type of thing you go back to, and I gave this one 4 stars. Sorry if I'm sounding a little rusty on these. It's been a while since I've had to give a review of a book, and I will tell you that was probably the best thing about being off of YouTube for this time, is I could just read a book, enjoy it, and not have to like give a review or a description or an opinion. And I know I just said I wasn't going to do that, but I feel bad. Just like, here you go, here's my star rating, and that's it. For the most part, these were all going to be Beachy reads, so like you get that idea of things. So just so you're aware of that. Next up was Bad Summer People by Emma Rosenblum. And this was just, this is one of those books where this was set on Fire Island, which is in New York. I'm sorry, I've got a little gnat flying around in here. And it's just that it's billed as like a mystery thriller. It's got that very like, none of the characters are good, everybody's out for themselves, cheating, scheming, scamming, lying type of thing. So I happen to like books where you don't like, there's very unlikable characters. I gave this one, I believe, 4 stars. Okay, next is One Perfect Summer by Brenda Novak. This is a women's fiction book. This is 3 women who did a DNA test. They find out that they're related. One of them invites the other 2 to her family's Lake Tahoe house, and their goal is to find out how they're related. Like one of the sisters, the Lake Tahoe one, her parents have been married, they have a great relationship. The other one was like from a foster home, and the other didn't really know about her mom, or there was like a death or whatever. So they're not sure how they're related. So that's what they're trying to figure out. There is a romance that also goes on in this one, but I was really involved in the story of how the 3 sisters, and one of the sisters has a child too. She brings the child with her. So that was cool because the other 2 get to be aunts like right off the bat. It was just, I was really interested in them discovering how they were related story. I thought that was pretty interesting, especially since they each had their own like family situation. And I don't want to say it made sense, but I was satisfied with what happened with them. So that one I gave 4 stars, but as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I really did enjoy it more than that. But this was in July, so I don't know why I didn't give it 5, but I gave 4. Next was The Boardwalk Bookshop by Susan Mallory. This was about 3 women, 3 strangers, 3 business owners who come together and open. There was this like building for sale or for rent, whatever, on the boardwalk in California. None of the 3 could afford it on their own. They all meet each other right then and there. They kind of agree, hey, let's get this, and divide it up. It's like a boardwalk, a bakery, and a gift shop. And they take the big property, they kind of section it off into 3. They work there. Every Friday, they go to the beach with the champagne, and they just celebrate that they're doing well. And some of their relatives work there. One of their brothers is an author, very famous, so he does like a signing at the bookshop. The girl who owns the bookshop, her mother, both of her parents are these very like literary stars, and there's just like so much family drama, so much good relationship in this one. And then of course you have like the boardwalk beach setting. It was really good. There was great characters in this one, and I gave it 5 stars. The next book is The Bookshop by the Bay by Pamela Kelly. She wrote the Nantucket Beach Plum Cove series. In this one, 2 lifelong friends, one is a lawyer in Charleston, finds out her husband's cheating on her with like his secretary, typical, and she decides to go to Cape Cod where she vacationed. They have like a beach house, and her daughter go down there just to kind of get away from the situation. And meanwhile, this stupid gnat is annoying me. And meanwhile, her best friend Allison still lives there. She's kind of like teetered on things that she wants to do in her life. They come up with a plan to open a bookshop that somebody's selling, and there's like a little adjacent coffee shop, and they decide to just go for it, and with their daughters just put everything into their dreams and see what happens. I love this one as well. I also gave this one 5 stars. Next is the Matchbreaker Summer by Annie Raines. This is a YA about a girl named Paisley. Her parents met at summer camp. They continued to go to summer camp, met, married, and then they bought their own summer camp. It's been a few years and they run the summer camp. It's been a few years since her father passed away. The mother's now getting remarried, and she's kind of finding out that at this point, for reasons in the book, that this will be the last summer that the camp is open. So one of the guys that's also a camp counselor for the summer, like Paisley's going to be, kind of suggests like, well, the situation wouldn't happen if your mom and this guy, I believe his name is Gary, weren't getting married. So the plan then becomes like, how can we break them up? Really good book. I really enjoyed this one. I've had this one on my list forever. I think it actually went to one of my goals of reading my 2021, 2022 books that were on my shelf. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cute, and I gave this one 4.5 stars. I want you to know that I killed one of the gnats, and I was very happy about it, but apparently there's another one in here too. I'm annoyed right now. Anyway, the next book was The Beach Trap by Allie Brady. This is about 2 girls, Kate and Blake. They met in summer camp, became best friends. It's the last day of summer camp, and they find out that they're also half-sisters. Absolute betrayal. They don't speak to each other again. Things are over between their friendship. Years have gone by. They're now adults. Their father has passed away, and in his will, he leaves them joint ownership of a beach house. Kate, who the father was married to Kate's mother, she is like, nope, this has been in my family for years. I want it. You can't sell it without me. And Blake, on the other hand, who has grown up with her grandparents, her grandfather needs special care. She needs the money to pay for that care. And they have to somehow make it work and figure it out. And the story goes from there. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 5 stars, and I've still thought about it here and there since then. Next one is Before Summer Ends by Susan Mallory. This is a Harlequin special edition. Going to quickly read the blurb. Nissa Lang knows Desmond Stilling is out of her league. He's a CAO, she's a teacher, he's gorgeous, she's not. So when a house-sitting gig falls through and Desmond offers her a place to stay for the summer, she vows not to reveal how she's felt about him since their first and only kiss. He did take her to prom. This freaking gnat. Desmond should know better than to bring temptation into his house. He decided long ago that his best friend's sister was too sweet and too good for him. She deserves a guy who can give his heart. For her sake, he stayed away. But as her laughter breathes life into his lonely mansion, he's not sure how long he'll be able to resist. So, Harlequin romance, I really enjoyed it. I like Susan Mallory's writing. I gave this one 4 stars. And the last one on the list, also by Susan Mallory, is brand new. It is the Summer Book Club. Not brand new, it came out in February, but her latest. In this one, it says, besties Laurel and Paris are excited to welcome Cassie to the group. This year, the book club is all about fill your heart reads, an escape from the chaos of every day, running a business, raising a family, juggling 100 to-dos. Even the dog is demanding, but the bestest boy. Since Laurel's divorce, she feels like the worst mom ever. Her skepticism of men may have scarred her vulnerable daughters. Oh yeah, not forgot about, but the one daughter is very like, I hate men. Cassie has an unfortunate habit of falling for ridiculous man boys who dump her once she fixes them. Paris knows good men exist. She's still reeling after chasing off the one and only brave and foolish enough to marry her. Inspired by the heroines who risk everything for fulfillment, Laurel, Paris, and Cassie begin to take big chances in life, in love. Facing an unwritten chapter can be terrifying, but it can be exhilarating too, if only they can find the courage to change. I really enjoyed this one as well. Just finished this up not even that long ago, and I gave this one 4 stars. Okay, now for the other books I read this summer. First one is Mind Games by Nora Roberts. This was a suspense book and I gave it 5 stars. Next is You Can Trust Me by Wendy Hurd. This is a thriller. I buddy read this with Sharon, gave this one 4 stars. Kill for Me, Kill for You by Steve Kavanaugh. This is also a buddy read, also a thriller. I also gave this one 4 stars. Next is Torn Asunder by Barbara Ross. This is the main clam bake mystery number 12, also the last in the series, cozy mystery. I gave this one 2.5 stars. Maybe if I had known that this was the last one in the series, because I didn't realize until the end when things were wrapping up a little bit too much that that's probably what happened. So it's over. I enjoyed the majority of the series, so not too bad. Sorry, I'm getting super distracted by this gnat that I really want to kill. Anyway, next one is The Mystery Guest by Nita Prose. This is number 2 in the Molly the Maid series. This is also a buddy read with Sharon. It's a mystery series. We both love the first book. Unfortunately, didn't agree on the second one. I gave it a higher rating at 3 stars. She went less than that. A lot of repeat information, which although it was endearing in the first one, was annoying in the second one. And we did a back and forth in timeline, which wasn't necessary. It could have been wrapped up in one childhood memory. We don't think we're going to be going on with the series. So next is The Missing by Mika Kent. Also this wasn't a buddy read with Sharon. She read this and then said, oh, you should read it. And I really enjoyed it. Let me see what you think. It was a thriller. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Next is Fondant Fumble by Jen McKinley. This is number 16 in a Cupcake Bakery mystery series. It's a cozy mystery. I gave this one 4 stars. I actually love the Cupcake Bakery series. At first I thought I wasn't going to be into this one because we're doing the Fairy Tale Cupcakes is doing like franchising, and I didn't think I would like that. I actually really enjoyed this one. I don't usually rate cozies high, but 4 stars is really good. So enjoyed that one. Unfortunately for the next one, I didn't enjoy. This was Portrait of Jenny by Robert Nathan. This was a fantasy, I guess. It was published in 1940. I don't know. I didn't like it. I thought it was I just didn't like it. I gave it 1 star, and the only redeeming thing is it was 125 pages, so I didn't have to get into it for too long. Next is What Have We Done by Alex Finley. This is a thriller. I gave it 3.5 stars. Next was Peking Duck and Cover by Vivian Chen. This is number 10 in the Noodle Shop series. This is a cozy mystery. I gave this one 3 stars, which is average for me for cozy mysteries. Good for me for cozy mysteries. I just thought the one before this was so much better. This wasn't bad. It wasn't great for me either. Next was a book from a new women's group that I've joined, and this was their group read. This was The Last Book Party by Karen Dukas. This is an adult fiction. I gave it 3.5 stars. And next was my recent buddy read with Sharon that we're actually going to talk about tonight. This was Sisters by Patricia McDonald. This is a mystery. I gave it 3.75 stars. And the last book that I have finished was Campfires, Courage, and Convicts by Tanya Kappas. This is number 27 in the Camper and Criminal series. It's a cozy mystery series. I gave this one 3 stars, and I've also decided at this point I'm going to tap out of this series. Taste change. I'm just not into it anymore. I thought this one in particular was a bit annoying as far as like wedding talk. And I think Tanya Kappa spends a lot of time recapping Mae West's situation of how she got here and repeats her setting up things. And I almost wanted to go back and listen and see how many times she actually writes the Daniel Boone National Forest, because after you've said it in the beginning, you don't need to keep referring to it that way. So that's just my little rant. I gave it the 3 stars, and I'm just gonna move on. So anyway, that's really it. I just wanted to come back and wrap up my summer. I hope you guys had a great summer. I hope you had great reading. I know everybody is looking forward to the next set of books that we all get into. I see there's a ton of readathons for September, so I hope everybody enjoys what they have coming up next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you sometime. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Your support means a lot to me, and I love connecting with our amazing community. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe to stay updated with my latest videos. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.